It all started with a shitpost style drawing, which then became a zine. Women in men's field, anything he can do, she can do. But is it really feminist if a female CEO gets rich off the backs of exploiting workers who are most likely women in factories? Or is that performative? Has this innovative girl boss really changed anything? Or has she simply flexed within a system that now allows her to have a position to exploit others? Not very feminist of you, Linda. Now, imagine she's the CEO of something bigger, like a country, which she probably took by force, and is probably having a very fun time doing whatever the hell she wants within it. Now give the girl boss a funny hat, some medals, and an evil twink by her side, and you have the perfect storm. True equality means she gets to be the world's first female dictator. It is a little booklet, easy to make and distribute, and they can be about whatever you want. It's a great way to get your art or ideas out there, or just spread dissent. The zine that I've printed here is 6 pages total and printed out onto an A4 page. I like to start these sorts of projects off with thumbnails. For those of you who don't know, thumbnails are crappy little drawings you do to get your ideas down. They can be the most vague, messy thing known to man, but they're very useful. Thumbnails are supposed to be in boxes, but I just started throwing drawings out there. Half the time, what I want to say will come first, so sometimes I'll switch gears to a Google Doc. So I did a quick script and finished some thumbnails, but I didn't like them. You have to start somewhere though, otherwise you won't start at all. Even if you start and you don't like it, you now know what not to do. I then proceeded to get distracted for 4 days, doing things like social interaction and touch grass. Many historians consider Julius Caesar, Salve, as the man did invent the concept of complete one-man rule. Women such as Wu Zetian, the first and only female empress of China, ruled brutally, killing lots of people, including family along the way. And others such as Imelda Marcos very much had a hand in directing the brutal rule as wife of Ferdinand Marcos, dictator of the Philippines, whilst also becoming rich enough to start a shoe collection of 3,000, which are now in a museum today. Many dictators put themselves in weird pedestals, whether it's claiming divine origin or flaunting their skills or military prowess. So I figured the world's first female dictator would form being the first, as well as the fact that she's the girl boss now. I realised I'd done enough dilly-dallying, so I thought, fuck it, we ball, and just decided to start the damn zine. I hadn't planned ahead as to whether I was going to draw straight onto paper and got scared, so I decided I wanted to opt to collaging drawings into the zine. The front cover was inspired by a more shitposty drawing I did during the thumbnailing process. I realised I should probably make sure the text fit, so I took my script, changed it to a typewriter font and printed it. I decided I liked the pink background on the front cover, so for consistency and colour palette purposes, I'd have that throughout. Here's me working on the second page. Always use a reference. I think she'd flaunt her ballistic missile collection at any given opportunity. The next part was quickly introducing her gay little vice president. I thought it would be funny to have a man approaching twink death faster than a train derailing for a few reasons. First of all, she can deny being bigoted in any way, because she has her gay little vice president as her gay best friend. Second of all, we've all met or known a white cis-het gay man who's been prejudiced in some way and has used that to kick down on other members of the queer community. You see this with a lot of people who are visibly queer, and right now a lot of trans people have been on the receiving end of this rhetoric. This is a man who wears booty shorts to corporate pride events and would try to sell you rainbow toothpaste or get you to join a casino. I took the concept of the thumbnail and changed it. I think she's a big fan of guillotines due to their efficacy. I actually did reference the meme from way back of the little girl watching a house burn. This is also how I found that thing got sold as an NFT. Why was this sign the reason I found out? The next stage of my plan required a smoky effect for some factory chimney with smoke. Now, if you remember the zine I showed you earlier in the video, you'll notice in the background is a block of colour with characters drawn over the white patches. I did this using bleach. First of all, please be careful if you're going to be using bleach for art. Work in a ventilated room, please don't be silly. I wanted to test it on a sheet of paper as past zines have been made with thicker paper. Halfway through sticking the font down, I realised I'd missed the first out of the world's first female dictator. I reacted normally, but luckily I had another sheet of paper with a script so I could surgically implant the lost word where it should be. I sketched the final 2 pages next to each other. I think she forces people to have pictures and paintings of herself in all homes and important buildings, to have that sort of omnipresent vibe that keeps people in line and behaving. I wanted to take the vibes of Barbie, of because she can be anything, little girls know they can be anything, and turn it on its head. In her head, she's created a utopia. So I'd almost finished. Then I realised I had no plan for the back of the zine, so I consulted the thumbnails and realised that was because I didn't design anything for the back. I considered putting her gay little vice president on the back. I then thought, what about a slogan you've seen sold on shirts, oftentimes very face value about women's empowerment, because considering the topic of the zine, it would completely recontextualise everything. I was originally going to stick more writing over the top, but I realised it made reading what was underneath a lot harder. So there we go, here is the final zine. I only just realised that I can actually talk in these videos. I was going to do a voiceover for all of them, but then realised that my phone... Yeah, I shot this all on my phone, by the way, that's how much of a professional I am. Please like, comment and subscribe, I guess. But yeah, so here is the finished zine. I procrastinated a lot with this, but you know, we made it happen eventually. This has been my first YouTube video, so I'm sorry if the quality is ass. Expect more, it's only gonna get worse from here, hopefully. I have 4 months where I don't have to be at university. Do you think I'm gonna do anything normal with that? Absolutely not. I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye!